100,000 attack a day.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you expect this to move this year? Do we expect the same amount, or do we expect it to grow even further?
Okay. I don't have a I don't have a crystal ball. But what we have observed over the last years, it has grown and sort of tapered down.
Mm-hmm.
But what we also observe is the quality of attack has gone up. Yeah. So it's come to a point that we ask ourselves, are the number a good indicator? So probably at this juncture we are more inclined to like observe it more from a quantity and quality perspective. But yeah, the short answer is yes, we expect it to be more punchy.
But in terms of percentage, how big would you say the more sophisticated, more punchy attacks are?
We don't have the breakdown at least today. We probably can come back to you just to give you some feel. All right. This is not Philippines numbers. This is worldwide numbers. So when I joined this company 6 years ago, the numbers I was telling everyone is, I think, 200,000, 298,000 unique malicious files that we collect every day. Now is 411,000. Sorry, 411,000. Then we have a unique a group of researchers that track the APT groups. These are the organized crime groups. It was 200 plus. Now they are tracking 900 plus.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So given that forecast, what industries do you think would benefit most from getting whom?
I will say the industry that probably need it most are the industry that probably are the prime targets. So the prime targets is obviously where the money is, where the data is, because data can be monetized. So you can infer from there. It will mean financial sector. It will mean healthcare sector, but it also can mean some data aggregators, like for example digital platforms. For example, even things like social security can also be a prime target. Yeah.
Thank you, Lawrence or Carol.
Hello, good morning. Iron Ian from Philippine Daily Inquirer. I would just like to ask for context, can you please define web attacks and local infection? What are the differences? And can you cite examples? And should these attacks be successful, what are the repercussions?
Okay. So web attacks are those by the web. So it can be, for example, you get a phishing email, you click on it, boom, it goes to the web. And the attack comes in from the web. It can be an SMS that you receive, you click on it. It can be you get invited into, say, Instagram, a WhatsApp group or a Viber group that talks about investment and we can do. It can also be a phishing website. So thinking that you get into a bank, but actually you get into those sites. So these are web attacks. Local attacks are local meaning it can be a thumb drive that you plug in. We have also seen, so thumb drives, it can be just your friends passing you files, which is very common, right? Especially when the connection is not good. It can also be, and some criminals actually do things like they drop the crumb. There's a convention that's going around, right? And they're targeting those participants. They say they happen just drop, right? a thumb drive, and you think that you got a free thumb drive. Then something comes free with it too. So that can be it. We have also seen devices that pretend to be, say, charging mechanism. You plug it in, you get it as well. Yeah. So generally, I won't go to any wall plug and plug in. You know, especially when you go to a lot of hotels these days, it comes, the wall socket comes with a free USB drive. Right? I roll time, I don't plug in. You can't tell, right? Yeah.
Or do you want to add in about the difference of local and web attacks?
I just want to add about the gentleman's whether the threats complexity has increased. Let's talk about ransomware. Right? Everyone loves ransomware for some reasons, especially in Philippines. Based on last year, it's global statistics, right? 70% of the ransomware attacks, right, were resulted from what we call ransomware as a service. That's how complex ransomware attacks or threats has become, right? One of the example of ransomware as a service is login. So if you look into the internet website or even the social media, right, we talk a lot about login, especially they have been shut down, and then after that they be surfaced back. You know, that's how complex ransomware is. But being said that, don't forget about the used to be many years famous ransomware that is not so complicated called WannaCry. Just to let you know, WannaCry is still very active, swimming in many countries, right? And it's still very high, right? So that is due to different attack surfaces, the increase of different attack surfaces. But at the same time, certain threats has also become very complicated, has increased the complexity.
Tyron asked about repercussions. So, local threats. Are repercussions on local threats?
Actually, any threats, when it comes in, malware will come in, viruses will come in, and all that. And it really depends on who's the attacker. So if it's a commodity threat, it will lock up, it will steal things from you. But if it's if you say an APT hacker, then it will go on to infiltrate other devices or in your environment. Yeah, so we can't tell. But what we're saying is this is an avenue of getting in, right? So it's just like a burglar can climb over the wall, but not all burglars are born the same, right? Yeah.
This is just
Sorry.
this is in connection with your reply to Lawrence's question. You mentioned quality of attacks. Can you explain further what do you mean by that? Does it mean that one attack will affect more or quality? Can you explain more about your response about the increase in the quality of attacks?
Quality, meaning the complexity. Yeah, so Victor spoke about it a bit just now, right? So today, the organized crime groups, they don't just target the prime targets, they do it as a service. Meaning they actually rent out the ransomware. And if you need to unlock it, you pay them to unlock it. If anybody else heard about the incident, they can also pay the same group to unlock those data. So it becomes a very democratized way of attacking. So yeah, I mean, that's why I say the quality has improved. The business model has improved as well. And so they can afford to go into more sophisticated type of attacks. Yeah.
Okay, one thing I want to add is when you talk about quality of attacks, right? Innovations and creativity have also changes, right? From cybersecurity provider perspective like KASPERSKY, right? We always focus on innovation and creativity, right? So that we can help organization to scale, to mitigate the challenges of cybersecurity threats and attacks. But do take note, this is only one way. But how about the cyber criminals? They are doing the same to mitigate, to compete with us as well. So from cyber criminals' point of view, they are also innovate. They are also being creative in their way in terms of the threats. We call it technically, we call it TTP, tactics, techniques and procedures. The ways of doing illegal things, cyber threats, cyber attacks. So do take note that it's not only one way. So every time when we have these sessions, we always talk about how local cybersecurity provider, but of course there is also a challenge because the cyber criminals also doing innovation and creativity at their own way as well.
Hi. Okay, hi. Two things. Okay. There was a mention regarding in which industries KUMA will be more effective. Can you explain the process, the deployment process of KUMA in a corporate environment? And the second one is, can you provide insights into the scalability of KUMA for different size organizations?
I think that's for Victor.
Okay, so for KUMA, as I say, the platform is for SIEM, right? But SIEM is commonly used for organizations to collect logs, to manage logs for internal policy compliance or for regulations as well, right? So in that perspective, right, organizations that are more suited is like financial-based organizations because they have to comply with a lot of regulations or even compliance, right? However, being said that, I also say that KUMA for KASPERSKY is not just built to be a unified SIEM platform, but is built to extend it to provide organizations in terms of extended detection and response, right? So when we talk about extended detection and response, one key that you need to remember is if you are in the organization, do you have any crown jewels that you want to monitor, right? This is important, right? When you talk about government, citizens data, you talk about healthcare, personnel data, right? You talk about banks, of course, consumers data, right? If those organizations has some crown jewels they need to monitor, okay, against potential threats or breach, this is where KUMA is the most relevant because at the end of the day, you want to have a unified platform that gives you a holistic view to say, hey, I think there's something creeping around these particular segments that have very valuable data, right? Or hey, I think due to some geopolitical, there are a lot of traffic that I shouldn't expect, but for some reason it's coming, right? This is the same thing that actually KASPERSKY has also used KUMA for. We actually started with KUMA when we detected what we call we are not sure at that time, but we detected some anomaly coming from Apple iOS devices. Okay, now it's called operation triangulation, right? And this traffic actually coming from some few executive Apple or iOS devices, and then of course after all the research and triage and verifications from the traffic coming from KUMA, we realized that this is I won't say potential attack, but potential targeted, right? Trying to breach in to KASPERSKY network and do something funny, right? This is where KUMA is a right unified platform. If the organization has ground jewels that need to be protected, visibility is very important. And this is what KUMA is for, holistic visibility for threats detections and response.
So let me try to explain it a bit more laymanish. Okay, so in SIEM is not a new tool. It's been around for many years. But who are the players? The players are neutral players. They are actually boutique players, specifically in SIEM arena. They will collect logs from different security vendors, firewalls, endpoint, and all that. When we collect the logs, they try to make sense from the logs. So something happened here in this firewall, something happened there with the devices, and they try to correlate and make some intelligence out of it. They flag out to you, and then you say, okay, I need to take action. But you see, the thing is, in order for you to collect information from different vendors, you end up going to the lowest denominator. So you collect timestamp, you collect events, what happened, log in, log out, that kind of thing. You can't collect a lot of information because every vendor has its unique way of detecting things, right? So therefore, when you come to this stand, you take the lowest denominator. You lose all the fidelity. You lose all the fidelity. It's just like listening to your music. There's a difference going to a hi-fi shop and listen it with a good speaker, and to go to someone who play the cassette tape from a boombox. There's a lot of difference. So the fidelity is gone. But Kaspersky, if you notice, we have a full suite of security products. Therefore, what we collect is not just the lowest denominator, it's also the telemetry, the fidelity on top of it. So you have high-def information. Then that leads us to, so our SIEM is actually smarter because we now, yes, we can take in data from the other vendors, but if this customer happen to use our product, then we can ingest more fidelity. Then you hear better music, in that sense. Yeah. So Victor spoke about project triangulation. It's actually very interesting. If you have time, I think we can circulate more information to you. It's called project triangulation, and that was a targeted attack. We detected it actually because we were running Kuma, and we had that dose fidelity that we could tell. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, do you want to ask about or expound about the development scalability of Kuma, or all good? All right. I think we're gonna entertain more questions. Additional questions.
Hello. Hello. Steve, good morning. Thank you for remembering.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. So, I was trying to see the data that you provided a while ago. You prevented, locked, detected so many threats. So, when you say you detected, you prevented, you blocked, does it mean that it is from the headquarters of Kaspersky, or you got the data from the companies, organizations that were into your cybersecurity platform?
Yeah, so it's a combination of things. So I mentioned some statistics, like we collect 411,000 new malicious files every day. So those are then we will extract the information and using AI rules and all that, and that goes into the product immediately. There are also AI rules of machine learning rules that we run within the software that can detect things like behavior analytics and all that. So even if it's a zero data attack, we can also see it. So these are some of the things that help to pull out and encourage, allow us to be more intelligent on the ground. So it's a combination of AI rules like behavior analytics and all that within the software itself. There's also a combination of, and also things that we learn along the way that gets propagated as updates into the product. So that's why the updates are very frequent. Right? And we talk about solutions like our SIEM tool, like Kuma. There are also more information that can be fed into the system, like threat intelligence feeds and all that. Those will enhance the detection capability, because those are more research that we have done on the discoveries. Yeah.
One more. There are thousands or hundreds, if not thousands, of completed attacks on companies and organizations. So, do you have any data on companies that were attacked and they have their cybersecurity platform from cybersecurity vendors? Would you know how many of them use vendors' platforms?
So you're saying how many of our competitors, customers will attack?
I'm speaking in general, not just cybersecurity. Kaspersky, if the companies that were attacked, did they use any cybersecurity platform? And how would we know how effective were these?
Oh, so these statistics are actually from our users. So we know they have been attacked, right? Of course, we stopped them, but we counted. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we can
Thank you.
entertain
Thank
another
you.
question. Mike.
Hi, Mike here. Thank you so much for your invitation for this launch, and congratulations in launching the Kuma platform. I have two questions regarding artificial intelligence. So you mentioned about AI in the form of machine learning, right? Where, correct me if I'm wrong, we feed data so that the system will learn and do something or to predict something. So can you tell us what is the source of these data points? Are we referring to within the organization or the corporation, or do we aggregate it throughout the whole Kaspersky ecosystem, and we let the Kuma platform predict? So that's my first question. And second question is, we see the use case of generative AI. I mean, generative AI is very helpful to make our lives easier, but it's creating some problems like you can create a malware using Gen AI. So how does Kaspersky address this? Thank you so much.
Okay, so let me answer your first question. So just now the gentleman also asked where are the sources of data that we share with you, we presented quite often. Basically, it's from a platform called Kaspersky Security Network, KSN, right? So if you are familiar with our KSN, actually it's a big data cloud platform, and that big data cloud platform is powered by machine learning analysis, right? A lot of these sources of data, right, actually comes from all our customers that use our cybersecurity solutions, but at the same time, they are voluntarily share their data with us through our KSN platform. Do take note that one thing I want to address is those data are threats data, okay? Not PII data, not personal identifying data. It's all threats related. For example, what malware is detected, what type of family, type of things. So this is the things that. When you talk about machine learning analysis, yes, right? So the sources, as I mentioned, right, the sources of data is not PII data. It's very different because now when we talk about AI, right, what are the first platform come into your mind? Anyone has any idea? ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT is a potential risk platform because you might share a lot of PI data, right? Depending on what you need, depending on what you want ChatGPT to help you, right? But when it comes to cybersecurity, it's a different thing, right? Why you want to share about your PI data to a cybersecurity platform, which is not of good use, because we need the right, what we call contextual data, and that is not PI data. threats data than what we did, right? So these are the source of data that we require, and these are the source of data whereby our machine learning analysis will use, okay, to better use for advanced threat detection and response, right? So this is the important one aspect. Second aspect is you are talking about whether like ChatGPT, right? So I would say can I leverage it to better help me to target on an organization? Yes and no, right? ChatGPT, as far as I know from the community, from a lot of research, including from KASPERSKY Great Team Research, right? There are many for cybersecurity related, right? More for productivity, right? Help you to write a proposal better, faster, help you to write your bio faster, better, right? But when like build a phishing page, build a malware, in terms of simplicity, yes. In terms of complexity, like a threat actor, no. Hasn't reached that maturity yet, right? Of course, as I said, remember, cyber criminal on the other end is still trying to innovate and creative to see whether probably they can leverage AI to assist them in their mission or not. Yes, that's possible, right? But from the hero's point of view, okay, which includes KASPERSKY, okay, we are the heroes, right? Okay, point of view. We are also trying to innovate and we are trying to be creative in helping customers, right, leveraging AI. But being said that, the use cases is still work in progress. At the end of the day, it's still work in progress, right? But when it comes to analyzing the source of data to provide or to help customers to be better and quicker to detect threats and respond to threats, yes, that's where leveraging AI or machine learning analysis will help a lot, right? But for other use cases, I would say till today there's still a lot of discussions, not only within KASPERSKY but among the cybersecurity communities as well. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I add to it. So you know, if you look at ChatGPT and all these LLM models, right? Actually, it's a matter of collecting as much as information as possible. It is intelligent to you as an individual because of your limitation in learning. But actually, what he does is a collective intelligence. It's just being able to pull all this information together. But does it elevate with the intelligence to understand and analyze and bring it to the next level? No, it hasn't reached there yet. Okay, so if, I mean, there may come a time when there's a breakthrough, but as of today, it's a collective intelligence. So it hasn't come to a point that it breaks through to enhance it yet, right? But never say no lah. But when that is the case, actually, why is that different from the KSN that we talk about? We're collecting the intelligence because of our footprint. There's no difference. We have been doing that. Okay. So in that sense, we're already ahead in having that collective intelligence. Now, in future, when the AI model morph, that there's analytics beyond that and learning beyond that. It's a different world. I'm sure by then collectively we'll be wiser to understand that and to also counter that, because I think it will be very worrisome if AI has reached that stage of singularity. Okay, that's a different topic. I think the science fi people were a few days talking about singularity, so it's out of the topic today. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shanti.